Hello and welcome to another episode of Crumbly Nerd Cave. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. If not, I hope this episode will find you better at the end of it. I hope it amuses you. Yeah, we're back with another episode in as many days. Here's hoping that continues. I'm going to try, definitely. But let's have a look at what we're going to have a look at. And today it is one from the Universe lines about 10 years ago. That's how old this stuff is now. It doesn't bear thinking about. 10 years. But this guy is the guy we're looking at. It is Universe Darkwing. Or Darkwind, I think they called him. But I'm going to call him Darkwing. But they call him Darkwind because of, well, licensing issues. It's a weird one, this. It's a very weird one because he was basically made out of the Silverbolt mould that they had. They made another one out of it as well, and I forget which one it was, but it was one of the 90s Generation 2, sort of Generation 1, 2 Predator jet things, I think. I can't remember which one it is now, but yeah, that's a failing, but never mind. It was one of those, but they got two out of them, and the first one they got was this guy, Darkwing. But Silverbolt was the first. I do have Silverbolt, but I've got the Combiner Wars on display because I like it better. And besides which, this guy suits the mould, the silhouette suits Darkwind a bit more than it does Silverbolt, I think. Some people will disagree with me on that one, but I think so anyway. And I keep saying Darkwind. It's not, it's Darkwing, isn't it? Of course it is. I do have Dreadwind. My namesake, he's back there, and I will review him, have a look at him at some point, but for the moment, this guy. This came at a really nice point of Transformers for me. I was back into it again after the long time out. I wasn't really into the Unicorn Wars and stuff, their Energy on Cybertron, Armada, things like that. I bought the odd toy, but wasn't super into it. And then they started bringing out Universe. Well, they brought out Classics first, and Classics was good, and then Universe 2.0. And Universe 2.0 was great, because you got all the classic characters that you wanted, and you got some that you didn't know you wanted. There were loads of Energon toys that they repainted as basically Micro Masters, so like Countdown and Whisper and all that kind of thing. It's like, this is epic. This is awesome. Drop Shot, that was a definite good one, was Drop Shot and Flak as well. They did it, I forget the original mould, but that's the ones I knew. And Drop Shot especially was fantastic, because it looked nothing like his Micromaster, but it was just a fantastic mould, and it was fun and gimmicky. And they liked using gimmicks, and even the original moulds like this particular one we're looking at, that was gimmicky too. So really good. Yes, heavy repaints. I don't mind repaints if they're of good characters that I've never seen and probably will never see again. Then I'm good with it. You know, they could do far worse and go back to that and just start selling them again, because on the secondary market they are remarkably hard to find and expensive when they are able to be found. But that's a shame. But this guy is great. Why is this guy great? Well, he is big and he is tall. He is the ultra class, as they called it. So he's quite tall and willowy, and a lot of people will say, well, he's just a robot with a plane on the back. And I mean, it's hard to argue, isn't it? But I don't really care. It's one of those things that I don't care, because it's such a lot of fun to play with. For instance, he has ratchety joints up the yin yang. Listen to this. Oh, so ratchety. And then his arm going the other way. Oh, so ratchety. Ooh, lost his gun. Let me get his gun. So unprofessional. But his gun there anyway. That is quite obviously Silverbolt's gun, but kind of works for Darkwing. And his legs as well. Ratchety. So ratchety. His knees. Oh, and I love a ratchety joint. I love a ratchety joint. It feels like there's something in your hand that you're playing with, rather than just no sound at all. sticks, you know. That's cathartic. Lovely stuff. And he's got what obviously are his wheels on his chest there as well. But the colours are really nice as well. Part of the reason I like Decepticons is because I like the colours of Decepticons. The blues, the teals, the purples and the greys. They're obviously neon-y colours, as in they don't really go well together, but they kind of do. And I really, really like that. He's also got a nice face as well, a really good face. That is, you know, Silverbolt's face, unmistakably, but it works for Darkwing as well. If you actually look at Darkwing's toy, it kind of works. The only thing he's not got is the visor over his eyes, but there's a reason for that. The reason for that is this, because when you transform him from plane to robot, first off, you hear that, which is fantastic, but when you pop his head up, listen and watch. Oh, listen up. It's so good. It's so good. Just a nice thing. And his eyes lighting up is nice as well. And there's a button on his back here in robot mode that if you press it, oh, did it one too many times. Push it up there, Glenn. There you go. Now, because I'm old and like 90s music somewhat, if I hear this, I also want to say, this is Radio Freedom. And then have the KLF singing in the background. Lots of people watching going, what? Don't mind. Don't mind, don't care. Transforming him is pretty easy as well. I'm not going to show you the steps so much, but it is pretty easy. So I will show you his plane mode in but a moment. And here he is in plane mode. Now, I'm going to go on record and say this plane mode suits him much better than it ever did Silverbolt. I always think Silverbolt should be some sort of passenger liner rather than a military plane, and a silly sort of futuristic military plane at that. I think it suits him a lot better, Darkwing. It is a lovely plane mode. It really is lovely when you see it on him. I'll just turn it to the side there. So you can see all the purple accents and the sort of gold bits on his wings, which matches G1 counterpart as much as they could back then. Not without its flaws. I mean, you can basically see that at this point it is a plane with a robot bit slung underneath. Again, don't have a problem with it. It's fun. It's fine. He has got a massive hole in the back there where his head comes out of, obviously. Maybe he could have done with a shutter or something, a flap. But it is nice to see the sort of clear bits there. The reason for that will become clear in a second. And he does have the undercarriage there, which obviously you can just fold away back into what will become his chest. And just folds up there as well. Excellent stuff. Before I show you the action features on this, and they are rather awesome, just a quick note on his fiction. Really, he doesn't really have any. They kind of did stuff in the Marvel comic. They were mercenaries, him and Dreadwind. They worked for the Mechanibals. They worked for Scorponok, or they were trying to find Scorponok. And they basically took part in the Unicron War at the end of the Marvel Comics run with Simon Furman, where he wrote them quite well, but not for very long. And that's basically the problem. In IDW, they basically seem not to like them because they killed Dreadwind off and had Darkwing disappear. Great. I mean, my two favourite Decepticons gone, but who gives a shit, eh? And yeah, they've been pretty unloved. They were kind of in Super God Master Force, Chojin Master Force, but they were Buster and Hydra. They were two completely different characters, and I will not go into those just yet. Maybe one day, but not right now. Yeah, just a bit unloved in fiction. I don't know why. They seem to be quite good characters, but I don't know. People seem not to like them. And that's a real shame because I really love them. In fact, Dreadwind has been my persona now for about 10 years online. And I really, really love Darkwing as well because somebody did a fan one called Limelight Dreadwind, and it basically just made Darkwing out to be this enabler who basically pushes Dreadwind to do stupid things and try and kill himself because they both got death wishes and somebody needs to be the enabler, and that certainly seems to be Darkwing, and I really loved that, but they've never explored it anywhere else, and it's a shame. The toy, however, getting back to the toy, you will notice then he has 2 clear bits on here. The reason for that is this: you press this button and you get 3 sounds, which is really rather awesome. You get this one, and these light up at the back, really nice. This one, oh, I'll show you that in a second, come back to that one. And then this swooping one, which I don't think you get a light with. So you get him warming up. If I move him here, you will see, oh, nice little, and then swoop. Really nice sounds, really fun. You can also, if you want to, put his gun there, but that looks a bit shit. I'm sorry. That's a bit shit. I don't really like that. So let's take the gun off and just have him a bit sleeker. As sleek as you can be with a robot hanging off the bottom of you, but you know, I still like it. I still love it. If you can find it, do buy it, because he's a lot of fun. It's worth it for the transforming noise and his eyes lighting up alone. I really love this toy, and I kind of wish that Toys R Us was open around here and that it still sold these toys, because you used to be able to go into Toys R Us and there were just lots of Transformers, and they're usually on sale as well. I got a lot of these on sale back in the day. It was a great time to be a Transformers fan. Not as easy to find Transformers in brick and mortar shops now, but it's still a good time to be a Transformers fan. Just not as satisfying as being able to walk into a shop, pick up a toy and walk out and go home and play with it. Is that so hard to ask? But there you go. That's it from me today. Please do go to Back to the 80s at BTTE Pod on Twitter. I am at Cymru Nerd Cave on Twitter, same as this channel's name. And also, if you want to listen to the Back to the 80s podcast, it is btte.libsyn.com. And yeah, please do subscribe to this channel. Please do like. Please do tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you want to see behind here if you see anything. And I shall be back with you very soon with another video. In the meantime, do take care of yourselves and each other. And also, here's an ad featuring Dreadwind and Darkwing. Bye-bye for now.
To defeat the evil Decepticons, Nebulons team up with Autobots to become Power Master.
Their engine's the key that unlocks their Transformer energy.
We're under attack! Oh no, the Decepticons have Power Masters too! Transform Optimus Prime!
Power Master Transformers, they've got the power to surprise.
Look, Optimus is becoming a Super Power Master! Who will win? Find out in Marvel Comics.